Edit. If you have a GIF or image, post it if you can. Story 1. Rachel Weisz in The Mummy. Both the scene after the boat sinking where she's dressed like a belly dancer in black, and the scene where she gets passed out drunk. They did things to my brain. Story 2. Rocketeer Jennifer Connelly in the white dress. And not a movie, but the music video for Criminal by Fiona Apple. Jennifer Connelly made me take notice of girls in general. Criminal was my first sexual awakening. Story 3. Michelle Pfeiffer in Stardust plays an old witch who uses magic to regain her youth. She drops her robe to look at herself and makes a little face in the mirror. No nudity is shown, but it was still sexier than most actresses doing full frontal. Story 4. Jane Seymour in Somewhere in Time. The scene where she is having her photo taken, and it's the photo that Richard Collier sees in the hotel lobby. Story 5. Annette Bening dancing with Michael Douglas in The American President. She looks like a chiseled Greek statue in that scene. Also, when she comes out of his closet wearing just one of his button-down shirts. Stunning. Story 6. The first scene of Michelle Pfeiffer in Lady Hawk. I was about 8 years old when I first watched that movie. She's been my celebrity crush since. I'm 45. Story 7. The whole introduction of Audrey Hepburn's character in Charade. When you first see her, she's the mystery woman in a shawl and dark glasses. After a few minutes of banter, the coat and all comes off, and you get that first good look at her face. You spend the whole rest of the movie getting charmed by the classiest, wittiest dame that ever did live. Great movie, highly recommend. Story 8. Margot Robbie, Wolf of Wall Street. Scarlett Johansson. He's just not that into you. Elizabeth Hurley, Bedazzled. Cameron Diaz, The Mask. Penelope Cruz, Blow. Story 9. Rosario Dawson dancing in Clerks 2. Eva Mendes beating herself up on the couch in Hitch and then looking up with messy hair. Alexander Powers beckoning and smiling at Knox in Dead Poets Society after agreeing to see the play with him. Samantha Mathis taking off her sweater in Pump Up the Volume. And Hathaway with the beautiful lonely look on her face as she takes off her helmet as the lone woman in a new galaxy in Interstellar. Story 10. Marissa Tomei in The Wrestler. Most notably the scene where she is doing a striptease on stage. So incredibly sexy. Story 11. Not a mention of Sloane Peterson? I saw Ferris Bueller at an impressionable age, and Mia Sara spoke to a part of me that was yet unexplored. Too many scenes to mention. Basically any time she smiled. Story 12. When I was 6, I remember watching Claire Danes in Romeo and Juliet, 1996, and thinking that she was the most beautiful woman I had ever seen. 25 years later, I was watching a television series and felt the same way for an early 40s woman. I Googled her, and it turns out it was Claire Danes again. Story 13. Carrie-Anne Moss as Trinity, specifically the Dodge This shot. That, and The Matrix's whole aesthetic, set my preferences probably more than anything else, and not just for latex and leather in costumes. That lady had a gun and used it to full effect. Story 14. Angelina Jolie. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. The longer GIF is better. Story 15. For some reason, my mind immediately goes to Charlize Theron in Hancock. Halfway through, when she dropped the fake dull housewife act and revealed her true self, dang son. I didn't even really like that movie, but seeing her in that scene alone was worth the price of admission. Story 16. Phoebe Cates coming out of the pool Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Christy Brinkley coming out of the pool Christmas Vacation. Bu Derek on the beach. 10. Farrah Fawcett, the poster in my bedroom as a teen. Story 17. Erika Eleniak in E.T. The Extraterrestrial, 1982. And Under Siege, 1992. Cindy Morgan as Yori in Tron, 1982. And Reinking and Bernadette Peters in Annie, 1982. Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia in a bikini in Return of the Jedi, 1983. Ally Sheedy in War Games, 1983. Beverly D'Angelo in National Lampoon's Vacation, 1983. Kelly LeBrock in The Woman in Red, 1984. And Weird Science, 1985. Daryl Hannah in Splash, 1984. and Roxanne, 1987. Sigourney Weaver in Ghostbusters, 1984, and Gorillas in the Mist, 1988. Melanie Griffith in Body Double, 1984. Working Girl, 1988. Milk Money, 1994. Laurie Griffin, Pamela, in Teen Wolf, 1985. Morgan Fairchild in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, 1985. Mia Sara in Legend, 1985. Colleen Camp, Yvette, in Clue, 1985. Claudia Wells, Marty's girlfriend Jennifer, and Leah Thompson from Back to the Future, 1985. Alyssa Milano in Commando, 1985. And Poison Ivy 2, Lily, 1996. Jennifer Connelly in Labyrinth, 1986. The Hot Spot, 1990. The Rocketeer, 1991. Inventing the Abbots, 1997. Tamlin Tomita as Kumiko in The Karate Kid Part 2, 1986. Goldie Hawn in a swimsuit in Overboard, 1987. Robin Wright in The Princess Bride, 1987. Uma Thurman in Dangerous Liaisons, 1988. Pulp Fiction, 1994. Batman and Robin, 1997. Alison Doody as Elsa in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, 1989. Joan Severance in See No Evil Hear No Evil, 1989. Sharon Stone as Laurie in Total Recall, 1990. And Catherine Trammell in Basic Instinct, 1992. Valeria Golino as Ramada in Hot Shots, 1991. And Hot Shots, Pardon, 1993. Christy Swanson in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, 1992. And The Phantom, 1996. Michelle Pfeiffer as Selena Kyle/Catwoman in Batman Returns, 1992. And any of her 80s movies. Marissa Tomei in My Cousin Vinny, 1992. And Slums of Beverly Hills, 1998. Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, 2007. And The Wrestler, 2008. Joan Cusack in Addams Family Values, 1993. Salma Hayek as Carolina in Desperado, 1995. And Santanico Pandemonium in From Dusk Till Dawn, 1996. Angelina Jolie in Hackers, 1995. Gia, 1998. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, 2001. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life, 2003. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, 2005. Naomi Watts in Tank Girl, 1995. Mulholland Drive, 2001. And King Kong, 2005. Elizabeth Shue in Leaving Las Vegas, 1995. Sophie Marceau in Braveheart, 1995. Vanessa Angel in Kingpin, 1996. Charlize Theron as Helga in 2 Days in the Valley, 1996. Catherine Zeta-Jones in The Phantom, 1996. The Mask of Zorro, 1998. Entrapment, 1999. Courtney Cox in Scream, 1996. Heather Graham in Boogie Nights, 1997. Bowfinger, 1999. And Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, 1999. Elizabeth Hurley in Austin Powers, 1997. And Bedazzled, 2000. Melissa George as May in Dark City, 1998. Rachel Weisz in The Mummy, 1999. Enemy at the Gates, 2001. The Constant Gardener, 2005. Jamie Presley as Violet in Poison Ivy. The New Seduction, 1999. Jessica Alba in Idle Hands, 1999. Brittany Daniel as Brandy in Joe Dirt, 2001. Jennifer Love Hewitt as Jane in Heartbreakers, 2001. Kate Beckinsale as Celine in Underworld, 2003. Monica Bellucci as Persephone in The Matrix Reloaded, 2003. Natalie Portman in Closer, 2004. Amanda Seyfried in Mean Girls, 2004. Chloe, 2009. In Time, 2011. Lovelace, 2013. While We're Young, 2014. First Reformed, 2017. Anon, 2018. Rachel McAdams in Mean Girls, 2004, Disobedience, 2017, Game Night, 2018, Scarlett Johansson in The Island, 2005, Carla Gugino as Lucille in Sin City, 2005, Emily Blunt in Charlie Wilson's War, 2007, and Edge of Tomorrow, 2014, Mila Kunis in Extract, 2009, Black Swan, 2010, Olivia Wilde in Tron, Legacy, 2010, Michelle Williams in My Week with Marilyn, 2011, Rebecca Hall in Lay the Favorite, 2012, Margot Robbie in The Wolf of Wall Street, 2013, Barbie, 2023, Sarah Gadon as Helen in Enemy, 2013, Jennifer Aniston in We're the Millers, 2013, Alicia Vikander as Ava in Ex Machina, 2014, Ana de Armas as Belle in Knock Knock, 2015, and Joy in Blade Runner 2049, 2017, and Paloma in No Time to Die, 2021, Anya Taylor-Joy in The Witch, 2015, Furiosa, A Mad Max Saga, 2024, and Dune, Part 2, 2024, Mackenzie Davis in Blade Runner 2049, 2017, Tully, 2018, Florence Pugh in Fighting with My Family, 2019, Midsommar, 2019, Don't Worry Darling, 2022, Dune, Part 2, 2024, Catherine Newton in Freaky, 2020, Jodie Comer in Free Guy, 2021, Story 18, Kate Blanchett as Galadriel. I'd normally describe her as interestingly beautiful. Pretty woman, but not my top pick overall. But somehow the combination of her attire and mannerisms and the whole setting somehow created a lasting impression on me. Story 19, Laura Elena Herring in Mulholland Drive, especially the makeout session with Naomi Watts. Also, Naomi's audition scene. Naomi's been in lots of good movies, but I've never seen Laura Elena Herring before or since. A damn shame. I think she married a European aristocrat and retired. Rest in peace David Lynch, a man of great taste. Story 20. Francesca Annis as Lady Jessica from the 1984 version of Dune in the scene where the Atreides arrive on Arrakis and she's leaving the spaceship in that white dress with her hair up. She looked so distinguished, regal, and untouchable. Story 21. Ana de Armas in War Dogs. I had never seen or heard of her before that movie, and I thought she was computer-generated imagery at first because I couldn't believe that someone could be that stunning. Story 22. Margot Robbie in The Wolf of Wall Street. Jenny Agutter in The Railway Children. I was a kid when I saw it. Salma Hayek in Dusk Till Dawn. Sarah Michelle Gellar in Buffy. Scarlett Johansson in one of the Marvel movies, the Mewling Quim one. Natalie Portman in the white one-piece bodysuit in Star Wars. Story 23. The one scene in Free Guy where Ryan Reynolds tells the girl that he's a love letter written to her, and she goes and finds the person she's meant to be with or whatever. I don't know why, but she just looks so happy and genuine in the scene where she's standing across the road from him. Story 24. I guess I was pretty mesmerized by Jennifer Love Hewitt in Can't Hardly Wait, because that's one of the only movies that I can even name the female actress. Oh, and I was pretty into the French chick in Better Off Dead. Story 25. I thought Nastasia Kinski was exceptionally beautiful in Roman Polanski's Tess. And I thought Pam Grier was crazy hot in Coffee. Story 26. Olivia Newton-John stepping on that cigarette in those heels from the movie Grease awakened something in me. It's funny watching it as an adult because she's clearly fumbling the whole bad girl act. But it worked on Danny in the movie and it worked on me at age 9. Story 27. Not a movie scene, but there are a few scenes during the seasons of Supergirl when they frame Melissa Benoist's face and eyes just right, and my brain goes completely mushy. Story 28. I remember the scene in Breakfast at Tiffany's when Audrey Hepburn is standing outside the Tiffany's window in that iconic black dress. She looked absolutely stunning. It always stays with me. Story 29. Jessica Alba in Fantastic Four. Specifically when she is thrown against the wall by Doom's electric powers after trying to thaw Reed from the ice chair, and she looks up at doom and turns invisible. Her hair fell in just the right place. The power, the determination, the beauty. She looked stunning. Story 30. Oh man, I'm very much a face and eyes guy, so I have a lot of opinions about this. Probably the most distracted I've ever been by how pretty an actress is was Imogen Poots in * 28 Weeks Later. *, particularly towards the end of the movie, the dirtier her face got, the more her eyes popped. Then there's Naomi Watts in * Mulholland Drive. * The scene that sticks out in my memory is her audition scene. Mila Jovovich in Fifth Element is just obviously amazing, and you can barely pick any one scene. Her eyes are getting deployed to maximum effect. The scene in Brick where Nora Zehetner's character is wearing a cheongsam and playing the piano is the one that really sticks in my memory. The one where she's working her magic on Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character is pretty great, too. In Kiss Kiss, Bang Bang, the scene where Robert Downey Jr. squishes a spider on Michelle Monaghan's chest, and Michelle decides she trusts him, she made her eyes extra sparkly for that scene, I swear. Literally almost any scene from the Red Riding Hood with Amanda Seyfried. The entire point of that movie was to show off how pretty she is, I swear. Then there's Alexandra Daddario in the opening credits to * Baked in Brooklyn. Then there's Keira Knightley in * Bend It Like Beckham. There's a scene where the main characters all go out to a nightclub, and everyone is supposed to be oohing and aahing at how attractive the movie's female lead is. But Keira Knightley is so insanely good-looking that it kind of distracted me entirely from the main girl. Léa Seydoux had me totally distracted in the opening scene of *Inglourious Bastard, which is particularly impressive because that's a damn good scene. And lastly, virtually any shot of Sasha Luss in either of her movies with Luc Besson would count. Wait, no, just as an addendum, literally anything Olivia Wilde has ever been in could count for this too. Story 31. Salma Hayek, From Dusk Till Dawn. Molly's Game, Jessica Chastain. Jessica Biel, Bride Movie. Rachel McAdams, The Notebook. Scarlett Johansson, Lucy. Barbara Bronco, literally anything she's in. Story 32. Jennifer Connelly in Career Opportunities. Cameron Diaz in The Mask. Story 33. Keira Knightley in Pirates of the Caribbean. She just glows. Story 34. Nicole Kidman in multiple scenes in both Eyes Wide Shut and Moulin Rouge. Grace Kelly in every scene she is in Rear Window. Vanessa Williams during her musical number in Elmo in Grouchland. Story 35. Ana de Armas is in many movies, but I really liked her kicking ass in James Bond, and most of all the first scene in Blade Runner 2049. She looks fantastic in the kimono, but there's something about her in the black outfit, the hair, and the look in her eyes. Story 36. I have this vivid memory of watching a restricted-rated movie when I was a teenager and awake because I wasn't allowed to be up that late nor be watching that movie. It was a group of teenagers who were messing around in the woods. Lots of nudity. I don't remember any specific actress, and I never found out the name of the movie. Story 37. Haley Bennett in Music and Lyrics. I saw this movie when I was 15 to 16, and she has defined who I date ever since. Almost all my girlfriends have looked at least a bit like her. Story 38. I'll probably get a lot of hate, but I was young, and it was the first time I saw her while my sister was watching Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants with Blake Lively, and then Kate Beckinsale in the Underworld movies. Story 39. Guess I was the only one in love with Dina Meyer as Diz in Starship Troopers. My preteen years are forever indebted to the shower and sex scenes in that movie. Story 40. Ana de Armas in Blade Runner. She looked so beautiful I didn't even feel sexually attracted to her. She felt beautiful like looking at a sunset or staring at the stars. Made me want to make a painting or sculpt something. You know? So beautiful I simply got the desire to create. Story 41. Terrible movie, but Julianne Hough in Rock of Ages, 2012. When she's dancing on the main character by the Hollywood sign. I was 16 at the time, and she had me feeling a type of way in that movie like no actress I can ever remember in any other movie.